Hello, and welcome to Happy Sherpas, where we meet entrepreneurs, financiers, explorers, and scientists who dare to question the world, step off the beaten track, and show us ways forward. In today's episode, Virginie Vitiello receives Christian Bruère, co-founder of Mobillon, who developed the idea of circular program economy, as opposed to planned obsolescence, and applied it to the mobility sector.
Christian Bruère is a French entrepreneur and visionary industrialist, founder and CEO of Mobillon, a company redefining electric mobility through circular design and local manufacturing. Before launching Mobillon, he co-founded Aloristo, not just Eat Friends. Today, his mission goes far beyond building electric scooters. He's pioneering what he calls a circular program sustainability model, the opposite of planned obsolescence. His belief is simple yet radical. A well-designed product should last, be repairable, and even improve over time. At Mobillon, every vehicle is conceived to be modular, repairable, and recyclable, produced in France, and offered through models of use rather than ownership, an approach aligned with the functional and circular economy. For Christian, the real revolution is not just technological, but economic and cultural. Shifting from a linear produce, consume, throw away logic to a regenerative local and cooperative industrial model. He often says recycling is a design failure, meaning that sustainability starts at the drawing board, not at the waste bin. Even as Mobillon faces the challenges of scaling up and industrializing locally, Christian Bruère stands as a bold voice for the next economy, one that combines durability, sovereignty, and ecological intelligence. Christian, thanks a lot for accepting our invitation to our podcast, Happy Sherpa.
Thank you very much, Virginie. It's a pleasure to be with you. And thank you for this very good description. Yes, you're right. I believe that design to last, what we call also a design to TCO, is a solution to be more sustainable. Thank you.
So I remember that you often speak about program sustainability. Can you explain what that means in your own words and how it changes the way you design and build at Mobillon?
Yeah, design to last, with the model we call it circular program sustainability, is a model that is based on economy of functionality and cooperation. It is a model that starts with, as you said it, on the board. When you start to draw your project, you must think a design to last. So the design to last is a way to think your product as a function. Your product must find in a way the better of what your client needs to do. So it starts with learning how your client works. It is a complete different way to think a product, because today we think product in order to make money from selling product. So we need to do a design to cost. What we do with circular program sustainability is we believe that the product is only a part of the solution. It is going to be a service. So we design the product in order to make the product last as longer as possible. So the model will include this design and the way to sell it. So this service, this usage convention that you will do with your client. Then the supply chain, because you will make your industrialization locally. So you will completely change the way you organize, the way you produce. And then you will change a lot also the way that you manage your product and the component of your product. Because in terms of accounting, you will change a lot the way you work. It cannot be the same way for many reasons, but I think we'll talk about this a bit later.
Yes, thanks a lot. It's a very change way of designing and the project. And so you once said that recycling is a confession of design failure. What did you mean by that?
Well, as you probably know, circular economy is a list of good practices. And the last one is recycling. And I believe recycling is actually the garbage of circular economy. It's the worst you can do because you cannot throw away, you cannot burn. This is not a good way to do a very profitable economy. So recycling is the last thing that you must think of. Before recycling, there is many re work that you can do, like repair, reconditioning, remanufacture, purpose. You can re-employ. And this is the way that you should do circular economy. Circular economy can be very profitable, but you must reuse the shape of the component because when you get the material and you put it in the right shape for you need, you spend a lot of energy. We call it the gray energy. And when you break the shape of your product to recycling it, you lose it. You cannot reuse it by the reemployment of your component, for example. I think remanufacture is the best way to reuse your components.
And so recycling should remain the very last resort once all other options have been exhausted. Thanks. And where did this idea come from? Was there a particular moment that made you realize the industrial model needed to be rethought?
It's a funny story because the idea was born not to be ecological. This idea became because we needed to find a better way to be profitable. It was at the very beginning of mobile. And at that time, with a friend of mine, we started a business to sell electric motorcycle and electric scooters, Vespa. Um, we at this time, it was in 2014, electric vehicles were very expensive compared to what they are today because the volume was really low. And so the client were very difficult to convince because the price of our vehicle were 2 times or 3 times more expensive than the thermic ones. And there were no place to repair them. So they were kind of scared of buying because they were saying, if you disappear, how we do? And that was a very good excuse to not buy. So we decided in that time, in 2015, actually, 1 year later, we decided to create a rental company to rent our motorcycle and scooters. And of course, I went back to my old colleagues of Allo Resto, and they asked me, would you like to rent some scooters to us? Because we have problems in some cities with noise. At that time, what it was interesting for them was not the kind of ecologic, because it was not there already. So their problem was the noise of the thermic scooters, Vespa, at the bottom of the buildings when the delivery kids work. They make a lot of noise. So we started the project like that. And very soon we found out that the way the scooters were produced by the big Chinese constructor or German or Italian, or there was also a Spanish company, they were doing a design to cost. So it was very hard to repair. And our delivery kids, they were driving a lot, more than 1,000 kilometers per month. So it was way too much for this design. So we say at that time in 2015, this planned obsolescence is actually our best enemy because it doesn't make us able to make money. So we said at that time, we need a product that is designed on program sustainability, because if it is, then we can have a better margin and we can work with with a better product. And that's how it came, just for making more money.
Yeah, that's what I like. It was about economic viability of your model rather than because of environmental and social.
Yeah, we found out afterwards that it is also good, by the way, for environment, and it's great for social impact. But at that time was absolutely not our question. Our question was how we can make money with this service. The service was really successful. Justy wanted to have more and more electric scooters, but we had a problem because it was very complicated for us to maintain this fleet of vehicle.
So this is how circular program sustainability was born.
Yes, exactly.
So concretely, what does circular program sustainability looks like in your scooters or batteries now?
If we talk about the design, because as you said in your presentation, it's the first step. It is a product that is more expensive because instead of, like you do in design to cost, trying to make the less expensive possible for the production, there, with our design, we try to make it the less expensive possible in the complete life cycle of the product. So we think TCO, total cost of ownership. We don't think CapEx. We think CapEx plus OpEx. And that's how we came to that solution. The product will cost more on the first place, but for example, if you look at the brake system of our scooter, you will find out that our brake system is significantly bigger than our competition. Of course, it costs more, but the cost of the capex of these big brakes is only maybe €50. I don't remember exactly, but it's not a lot of money. But because it's bigger, then we don't need to change it as often. So, of course, when you look at 5-year or 4-year or 3-year program, we don't have to do the maintenance of the brake so often. So we save a lot of money. So the €50 I was talking about is ridiculous compared to how much you have to pay to change the brake system after 3,000 or 4,000 kilometers. I told you our delivery kids, they do more than 1,000 kilometers per month. So you have to go to their scooter twice a year. Now we go once a year, and with domestic usage, we don't go even for 2 years or 3 years because people don't drive that much. So it makes us make a lot of money because we sell the maintenance on the same time that we sell the service. So this is a good example of what can be done. But it's the same with the battery. With the battery, we design the battery in a way the battery will last much longer. And the battery is the part that is the most expensive of the product. So of course, if you make it last, you don't sell it. You sell only the service of the battery. So if you can sell it for a longer time, you will make more money. That's very easy.
So it extends the vehicle lifespan while reducing costs and environmental impact at the same time.
Yeah, of course, we can reuse from the first scooter to the second scooter. We reuse about 85% of the BOM, the bill of material. So of course, we do it locally, so we pay salary that is higher than in China. But because everything was designed from the first place to be repaired very easily, we spend only a few minutes. For example, if you want to disassemble a mobile and motor, it will take you a few minutes. When, if you want to do it on a Chinese motor, you will spend hours because there's glue and there is a system that will make you unable to repair.
So this approach, I think this approach changed the way you manage your company and also your relationship with your partners and clients. This is also a big change.
Yeah, of course, because the liability you can offer to your clients is much better. Because of course you pay more for the quality, but when your clients use the product, it gets more quality. So you have less problems. You don't have to do maintenance so often. So you don't break the service because you don't need to break the service to maintain the vehicle. It's a lot of advantages for the customer. He doesn't have to call us to say we have a problem. There is no problem because it's made to have no problem. And when you sell a product, you try to get the better and the bigger margin on the first place. So you will make saving that cost a lot for your client. Those savings will make you make money, but your clients will pay for it. And in our model, our clients are very happy and they are very loyal. They don't go to other, well, there is no other manufacturer like us, but we don't lose a lot of clients because when they're with us, they're so happy with the service that they stay.
Okay, thanks. So if I understand correctly, the client don't own the vehicles. So after a long-term period, so if the vehicle needs to go back to you, then what happened?
Well, after the contract, and our contract can be maximum 5 years or 30,000 kilometers. They actually can do much more than that. We have scooters that we keep on the field. They're more than 160,000 kilometers, but we left them just to see how long they can last. But in order to not have problems that are complicated for our customer, because for example, the restaurant that do delivery, they need to work every day, every hour actually, and clients can get crazy for minutes. So we have to give them the best service. So we decided that we prefer to get the vehicle back maximum 30,000 kilometers. So when we get it back at the factory, then we disassemble. Today, we work with a team of people that are working at the factory. They do both. They disassemble and they assemble. But the aim is to work with school insertion. We work with adapted company that make handicapped people work. We have done this in the past, and we want to grow this system. We work with French people will understand. It's the école de production schools, where young people work in order to learn what they want to do, like maybe they work on electricity or they work on metal, whatever. And it's a practical school. They get orders from industrial that need to do some work. Yesterday I was with a lady that is taking care of a school like this that is called Iron Academy. It's the department of Seine-Saint-Denis, near Aulnay-sous-Bois. I was there yesterday, and we were discussing how we could give them the mission to make the metal box for our batteries, because we make the battery in France, so we need suppliers to do many things. We do the electronic, we do the welding of the accumulators to make the batteries, but of course we don't make the metal work on the box of the batteries. So what I wanted to answer is when we get back the vehicle, because it's modular, because it's a design for disassembly. So it's very easy to disassemble. You don't need special tools. There is no glue. It will take a few minutes to disassemble any part of the scooter. It's very easy. And of course, it's more expensive at the first place because there is more components. There are more screw, more system to put together because no glue, no resin, no system to.
It's easy to get it back as well.
Yeah, and it's very easy. First of all, because it's modular, if you have a new component, for example, we know already that the screen of the scooter will change. We already have seen it. Our customer don't have it, but we have it in the project. We have a few prototype of the new screen. The screen today is only one color. The future screen is a few colors. because it's a LED system. And uh, if you make your design as a modular design, then you can easily put the new technology on the place where was the old technology. So you don't have to replace the old system. The speedometer, the screen speedometer, for us, it's not even 1% of the value of the old scooter. So when we changed the speedometer, it's not a big issue. It's not a problem. But it's not a problem because we have designed it in order to be able to reuse the connector, to reuse the plastic frame of it. When we designed the new one, we designed the new one in order to reuse everything can be reused. And this is a complete different economy. Today, when a brand makes a new product, they change everything because they don't want the market to use the old system because they will make more money on that. But we don't. We want to use the old system because the old system will make us make money. So it's a complete change of paradigms. You have to think completely differently. And in terms of social impact, it's fantastic because, of course, all this work that we do on disassemble, repair, recondition, remanufacture, we have to do it locally. So you create many ecosystems to work together with companies around you. So you make a lot of value on your territory, and you can get a better cohesion of the whole territory.
Yeah. So also a new profession, like the repair, reuse, reconditioning, remanufacturing. It's a new that you
Yeah.
are building.
There is a French lady that knows very well industry. She is talking about renaissance, which is the reborn of the industry, because it's not the same industry that we will make in France. We had an industry 40, 50 years ago that disappeared. We are not going to rebuild this. We are building a new industry.
A new industry.
I always say that we in France don't have um, uh, we don't have resources. We don't have fossil energy. We cannot do the hot industry, like to make the metal parts. We don't make steel. We make a little volume of steel. We make a little volume of aluminum. We buy everything from outside. So there is no sense.
So building for longevity challenges traditional economic logic. How do you finance a model that favors duration over volume?
Well, actually, that's a big challenge. The traditional financial tools are based on short cycles. So it's completely at the opposite of what we need. It's very easy to understand. Today, if I go to the bank and I say I want to finance a vehicle, and especially a two-wheels vehicle, they will tell me 24 months, 36 months. Today, we make contracts for 60 months. Even that, they say 60 months is long, but it's not long for us because we designed our product to last 20 years, 30 years. Some parts can go over the length of the company, because if you think of copper or magnet, they have no lifetime. No lifetime. I always say that there is no regeneration for them. They don't need it. They will not change. It's to us. It's a completely. It's actually even worse than what I want to say is this financial way of financing our business. It's killing us because we have a way to make our product less expensive than Chinese or Indians or Vietnamese that make scooters very poor quality, but much more expensive than our rents. We are about 30%, 40% less than our competition. But we can do that price because our component will last very long. Our product costs more in the first place. So if we get a credit for 3 years or 4 years on a product that is more expensive than our competition, then we will have to pay every month a big repayment. And this repayment will make our company not profitable because the bank will say, but your model is not good, you don't make money. But it's ridiculous because we will make money much more than any other of the competition. But so we have to find solutions to
New financial models
exactly.
with banks all together to find a way of financing.
Yeah, we need new financial partnership with long-term visions. The goal is durability, and of course, durability cannot be financed in the short terms. This has no sense. We need long-term financing.
Yeah, I agree. So we need new financial tools to make this model viable at scale. What, in your views, what do we need for that?
I think it's an accounting story, and it must come from that. We talked about it earlier and yesterday. How can I explain that? Today, we have this logic of very short depreciation, but has no logic in terms of science. As I said, metal, they don't disappear. It's not organic.
There's no depreciation.
There is no depreciation. And in terms of accounting, you will amortize your product in 3 years and say that after 3 years the value is zero.
Yeah.
But the value is not zero.
Mhm.
And if you look at copper or neodyme, which makes magnet that we cannot get anymore, by the way, in France, if you want to buy from China neodyme today, you cannot. It's impossible because it's a tragic component, and it's going to be the same with what we call the red gold, copper. Copper is, we know already, 2035 over. There is a big problem. We know it, and we need a lot of copper. And when you look at the copper, when you use it in a motor or in cables, I mean, you can use it for centuries. You can use it forever. There is no problem. The problem is the plastic over it.
Yeah.
But we can change the plastic, and we can do this locally. We don't need a lot of energy to do that. So my idea is that we should change the principle of depreciating certain tragic materials such as copper and magnet. And there is also the problem with nickel for stainless steel, aluminum. All those metal should be kept as assets, and the company should have them in their account as investment, like a land.
Not a depreciation mechanism.
No, I think we should stop that. We have no interest in Europe to do that.
Yeah, especially these metals have become rare.
Exactly.
Okay. And so to finance this logic, we need to create component and strategic material funds, for example. Do you have ideas about that?
Yeah, well, I think it exists already infrastructure funds, and they are very used to invest into very fixed material. Like they want the thing to be in the ground, but we need a lot of product that are not fixed on the ground. I mean, vehicles, for example. It's a big part of what we need to have every day for mobility, for example, but also for everyday usage. Your washing machine could be made from component. I mean, if you look at the washing machine inside, there is a stainless steel, I don't know the word in English, but this main piece in the middle of where you put your laundry can last forever. So why put it in the garbage?
Yeah.
There is no reason. You can take it back and reuse it forever. And if you do that, of course, you can be much more profitable than any other company that sell it, put it in the garbage. So I think we should have funds that are able to finance those type of components that we can keep forever, because they are, I mean, they are perfectly made, those components, for evergreen financing, because it's patrimonial financing. How do you say patrimonial? I don't know, but it's okay. But it's something. It's like lands. And by the way, I said that with a friend of mine. All those components, they come from the land. We took them from the land. So why don't we consider that they are waste when actually they are here forever? That's no sense.
Thanks. I think here we have a very important challenge for Europe and for the European economy to build cooperative economy and to have a more focus on raw materials and for, for the duration, also on their duration. So talking about public bank or impact investors, what role can they play in this transformation?
I think the public bank is essential. The role of it could change the game. They must support those kind of industry to restore the sovereignty of our land. I mean, all Europe and of course France should do that. As I said before, we don't extract anything anymore in Europe, so we have no reason to put all those metal in garbage to bring them back to countries where they will remake and resell it very expensive to us. I mean, this business is not our business; it's their business. We have no interest of that. So I think the public bank should really support those kind of business. And it's very easy to demonstrate in terms of science. It's easy to see that this makes sense. So to me, we have to bring the ideas to our politics. And by the way, this morning I was working on the Loi de Finances 2026 to ask to change the status of those amortizement that make no sense for our territories. And also, I'm sorry, but thinking to support those funds, infrastructure funds, I think public banks should come and give guarantee to those funds to help them to go for it. And I think it would be a very big impact, of course, on economy, but also, of course, on ecology. We have done the analysis of life cycle of our scooters, and the result is incredible. We reduce the ecological impact by 87%. I mean, when the objective is 50, we've done it already, and we don't need to attend 2000. We don't need to spend for 2050 to do it. We can do it now with this kind of industry. So
If I get it, we need a alliance between industry, finance, sustainability that allow Europe to finance its sovereignty, its reindustrialization, and to produce in a new way within the circular industry to guarantee also the long-term economy of Europe.
yeah, it's a subject of sovereignty, of reindustrialization. It's a productive renewal. This would make the industry of the past a circular industry. So we have, I think it's the best choice we have in Europe to go for long-term horizon for financing durability.
Okay. So if we go back to circular program sustainability, so we have applied it for scooters. Do you think it can inspire other sectors beyond mobility?
Yeah. Yeah, I just gave the example of the washing machine. But of course, you can do that for any product. Any product can be made that way, designed to last, modular, able to accept new technology, because we don't reinvent the wheels. I mean, there are a lot of invention that cannot be better. We already know. By the way, there is something that I work a lot on at the moment. You remember the Moore law, the La Loi de Moore, the Moore law? He was one of the founder of Intel.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, Moore
More.
was and this law was saying that every 2 years, the processor will double power and stay at the same price. And this actually worked for 30 years. But in 2002, this stopped because it was not possible to make smaller and keep the same price because the machine to make that small was so expensive that even with big volumes, you cannot make it at the same price. But in 2007, they find out that it's not possible to go that small. And the limit of physics came. And now, today, we cannot double the power of a processor. Now we have duo, quattro, octo. We put many processors on top of each other. So you think maybe, okay, interesting information, but what is the link with this? If you think of that, you realize that what we said will be an infinite innovation is actually stopped by the limit of physics. Sorry. So it means also that the component that you could not reuse before because technology would replace this component, it's not true anymore. And a processor is a physical component. So it's not a chemical component. So it has no lifespan, can last forever if it's well designed. So it means that today, the processor can be reused and reused and reused and reused because there is no new technology that will come. Maybe another physics, maybe quantum physics, this one, the one where we use the Mendeleev table, we have reached the limit. So it's very interesting to think of that. And I think it's good reason why this circular program sustainability can be used in many sectors because this is the truth on many points.
Great. So I can see that your example on the scooter has a lot of application, and so maybe we can use it for have more robust also design on each machine that we use every day. If you had to describe the economy we should build over the next decade, what would it be?
It should be the regenerative economy based on use, cooperation, and time. I think the difference between before and now, before we made a very bad exploitation of material and energy. And now we have to do a good exploitation of material and energy and exploit time. It's time that will make the difference. We have to think long terms.
Okay, and to think long term, we need also to have different way of valuing human work.
Yes, and repairability and long terms. This economy is a share of responsibility.
Yeah. So leading a company that challenge established model must be very demanding. What keeps you personally motivated?
Well, I have 4 children and 2 great children. And also, I think that present is a gift, and I have nothing better to do than work on that project because I believe in it. I think there is no other way. I don't see any other way. So I think it's a meaningful present that I'm having now doing what I'm doing. And I think it's a philosophical approach that makes me happy every day. So I like it.
And so what makes you every day? I mean, you may face big challenges. So how do you do to keep faith and still go see the ministry and try to change the way we do? How do you do that?
Well, to tell you the truth, I forget a lot. I mean, when they don't understand and I have to repeat, I forget that they did not understand and I have to repeat. I have a bad short memory, and it's very good. And I try to remember only the good moments. But definitely, very often. Yesterday, I meet with important politics, and when I was explaining him everything, at the end he said, "I agree with you. Recycling is the solution." And I think, okay, I have to re-explain what I'm talking about. But at the end, um, I think that doing what I'm doing today, writing a book, writing modifications of laws, things I've never done before, and I think it's very interesting. My daily experience is great, and even though I don't make a lot of money at that time because it's complicated to raise money and to deploy our model because we have to go very slow because of misunderstanding of the model. At the end, maybe it's a fantastic advantages because if it was too easy, maybe it would not be so challenging. And I think I like it when it's challenging because, for example, when I started Aloresto, everybody was telling me, "Do you really think that people will order food online? I mean, you think people will pay with their credit card on a website?" They were saying that at that time. So I know it takes time and it's difficult to change habits. I try to not get nervous and explain things with simple ideas because saying to someone that making a product last will make more money than putting this product in the garbage makes sense to anyone. So we will win.
So you have faith in the future. And so maybe that last question with Lenny, we love to ask this question. How how are you a happy Sherpa?
Well, I think I answered already, but as you know, we are making an association at this time. I mean, this association will born next week for the week of industry, and I will be in Bordeaux for a big event about economy of functionality and cooperation. We are more than 150 people raising up, this association, and this is a lot of joy to share with other people the same ideas and values and exchange ideas and find a way to make this world better because definitely not a lot of people are happy. So what we do make happy. I think being a happy Sherpa is making happy people around us and getting a lot of joy doing it.
Great. So thanks a lot, Christian, for your time. So we realized that from design to cost, we need to have design to last in circular program sustainability. And so thank you for showing us the way to move to a better future.
Thank you.